So guys, welcome to another episode of the Side Hustle.
Side Hustle. Side Hustle.
Explosion!
Whoa.
Hey, we just got done recording an epic podcast with Alex and Jason from Power Production Management Incorporated right here in Gainesville, and it was super interesting.
I loved it.
I loved it. So definitely check it out. But we just had a couple more questions for these guys. But we actually had a crew question. We actually had, we shut down the podcast and we started talking, and James over here started talking. So I want James to come answer your question, or come ask your question. Here, I'll let you.
I can't phrase it correctly now. But
the pressure's on.
yeah, from a consumer standpoint, someone wanting to get into electric and solar in general, what can we do? How do we get started?
Great question. You guys, one of the things we tell people is, just let us come out and talk to you. So you have to call us, set an appointment. We'll come out, we'll look at your house, we'll see, your electrical system, what the roof can support. We're going to look at your utility bills. We're going to look at your consumption history. We're going to see, what kind of lifestyle you have. If you're planning on upgrading, getting electric vehicles, things like that. So what level of autonomy would you want if you're going to go battery backup? Batteries are available now. We do Tesla Powerwalls and some other battery systems. So it's still pretty custom, but it's not difficult. We just need to know all the variables that we're solving for, and then we can put a proposal together for you and pretty quickly give you.
Yeah. So how long is that process like normally?
I mean, that's pretty quick. I mean, yeah. within a day or 2 days, we can get you a proposal that outlines everything that you need. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So on the podcast, we dove in a little bit into y'all's business partnership, right? 50-50 partners. So in Gainesville, there's a lot of startups. There's a lot of people. Hey, got my, looking for my co-founders, trying to do, a lot of business partnerships out there. What's the first thing that a lot of these startups who are creating new companies, what's the first thing they should do when it comes to establishing their business partnership, specifically on the partnership side?
Assuming they already have a candidate.
Yeah, assuming all right, we're starting a business. Hey, we're gonna go do this. What's the first thing that they should do to protect their partnership, protect their business?
I don't know.
Well, I think I didn't know either. And you're always, when you're in that mode and mindset, you're always very positive for the future. Nothing can ever go wrong in this business. But what I've been told is you have to assume something could happen. One day something might happen, one of you might die. It's a terrible thing to think of. Something could happen to the business. A spouse could get involved. There could be a divorce. There could be so many different things that can come in. So just make sure that you guys, you protect yourself, and that you have, right of first refusal if there was a sale, something like that. If the partner had to leave, that you have access to their percentage in the business, and that their spouse can't just take it.
We're not providing legal or financial advice.
No, we're not giving financial or legal advice. That's good disclaimer. That would be my and also just making sure that you guys in the very beginning discuss what your goals are, what your outcomes are, and because that's not something we really did that much of, but I think we got lucky in a lot of. I got lucky. I hope you feel that way.
I feel that way.
But I think discussing where you want to take the business, discussing potential exit strategies, because a lot of these young entrepreneurs now are all about exit strategies, and one guy might want to do this business for their whole life, and one guy might want to get out of it in 3 years, and you need to know that going in. So that would be my advice.
That shouldn't prevent you from forming a productive partnership, as long as the expectations are set. Just set the expectations. Yeah. Be transparent, be honest, and you'll be fine.
That's great advice.
Okay. Is there a country internationally that's doing solar, strictly solar, that really well that we should look for?
Iceland. 60% electric.
Really?
Vehicles.
Huh?
Norway too, right?
Norway is getting there. Yep.
Wow.
China is banning gasoline engines soon, so no petrol cars in China within 5 years. So essentially China will be the leader very, very quickly.
Wow.
India is growing fast too with solar.
But, car companies and tobacco companies are looking at India with equal eager right now. So next developing economy. So I think they're going to have a dirty industrialization process before they clean it up. China has the momentum now. Many agree that China will be the leader in clean economy, if not already.
Wow.
I remember it's 2008 Olympics was a huge thing about air quality cleanup and stuff like that.
Yeah, the progress is so extremely fast. It's exponential. I mean, they just got over the illegal coal mine problem, and all of a sudden they're selling $5,000 electric cars left and right. It's incredible.
Okay. I know our listening audience is very intelligent, but I'm going to ask the question that everybody's thinking. Does solar power work at night? I'm joking, but like people like you hear that stuff all the time. Like, oh, you can't have wind power because like the wind's not always blowing. You can't have solar power. You know, like
It's a great question. First of all, it's a legitimate question.
Yeah.
And the way to define solar power is solar energy system, and as a whole, absolutely, you can generate, store, and use power 24/7 with the help of batteries. But the resource, I mean, we all know the sun is down at night, but we have a very accurate prediction that we can make as to how much sun we can get. And the deviation is about 10% a year and only 1% per 10 years. So you can have a bad month, but you'll never have a bad year when it comes to solar.
that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun, guys. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Side Hustle. Guys, we will see you later. Bye.
See ya.